Government versus students in Bangladesh. Deadly clashes erupt over job quotas. I am Mahfouz. Good evening and welcome to tonight's special report. I'm Mahfouz and our top story tonight is the ongoing student quota movement in Bangladesh, which has escalated significantly over the past few weeks. Let's dive into the details. The current situation of the student quota movement in Bangladesh, as of July 20th, 2024, is marked by widespread protests and significant unrest. The movement began in response to a High Court verdict on June 5, 2024, which declared the 2018 government circular cancelling the 30% quota for freedom fighters' descendants in government jobs illegal. This decision prompted students from various universities to demand the reform of the quota system. The protests, known as the Bangla blockade, have seen participation from both public and private university students. The demonstrations initially began peacefully but escalated in early July. Students have been organising blockades, obstructing major roads and railways in cities such as Dhaka, Chittagong, and Rajshahi, demanding the abolition of the current quota system and the establishment of a fairer system that includes provisions for minority groups and disabled individuals. Wikipedia, TBS News. The situation turned violent when clashes occurred between protesters, the police, and members of the ruling party's student wing, Chhatra League. These confrontations have resulted in several deaths and numerous injuries. The violence has intensified public outcry and led to the suspension of classes and exams at many universities across the country, the Daily Star. The government has stated that it will not take any action on the quota issue until the Supreme Court issues a final decision. Meanwhile, students continue their protests, maintaining their demand for the quota system's complete overhaul, the Daily Star. This ongoing unrest highlights the deep-seated tensions surrounding the quota system in Bangladesh and the urgent need for a resolution that addresses the concerns of all stakeholders involved. Reporter: The streets of Bangladesh have become the battleground for a new wave of protests, as students from both public and private universities demand a complete overhaul of the government's quota system for civil service jobs. The movement, known as the Bangla blockade, began in early June following a controversial High Court verdict. We are not against the freedom fighters or their descendants, but the current quota system is unfair and needs to be reformed. We want a system that provides equal opportunities for all. The protests, which started peacefully, have turned violent over the past few weeks. Clashes between the protesters, police, and members of the ruling party's student wing, Chhatra League, have resulted in several deaths and numerous injuries. Just last week, 6 people were killed in various districts, including the capital Dhaka. Government official: The government is closely monitoring the situation. We will not make any decisions until the Supreme Court issues its final verdict on the matter. We urge the students to remain peaceful and return to their studies. As the protests continue, universities across the country have suspended classes and exams. The movement has disrupted daily life, with blockades affecting major roads and transportation networks. Students are determined to keep the pressure on until their demands are met. We are worried about our children's safety. We understand their concerns, but the violence must stop. We hope the government and the students can reach a peaceful resolution soon. Mahfouz: The situation remains tense in Bangladesh, and the coming days will be crucial in determining the outcome of this significant movement. We will continue to monitor the developments and bring you the latest updates. Stay tuned. Thank you for joining us tonight. This video provides a comprehensive overview of the current situation, including the background, key events, and the perspectives of various stakeholders involved in the student quota movement in Bangladesh.